Hey everybody. I know this is kind of a weird type of video for me to make, especially with the current situation going on right now between a bunch of other developers and stuff like that, but I figured I needed to get something out in terms of what's been going on recently because this is ridiculous. But I like to start this video off with, hello, my name is Mochi. You may know me as, the guy who does, like, COA stuff in terms of writing and basically helping with directing with Crashy. You may also know me for Mochi's Massacre and Mochi's Mayhem. And, yeah. Look, I'm gonna be so honest with you guys. This video is very, very, very weirdly unedited. I would have written the script for this, but I really feel like it really needs to be said more than scripted because this is really messed up and I don't want to be rude. So before I start talking about anything, I would like to point out that there will be use of some words that will make people uncomfortable or triggered sorry, my bad. In the title of the video, I will put the warning for the said, like, bad words and all of these things and, you know, and all that kind of stuff. And I will try my best to do something like this because I have never made, like, a video talking about anything like this before. So I'm going to try my best here. It's my first attempt. So wish me luck. And so yeah, let's begin with this. So for those of you who don't know who Jono is, he was a former owner of a mod called Darners Upon Disney. And he is currently running a mod called Jono's Jeopardy, or Night Stories with Pibby as you call it. And he also owned a Spooky Month mod, which I don't remember the name of, but I digress. So, Jono Humor, earlier yesterday, or, well, for me, it's like 3 in the morning while I'm making this video, or recording this audio for me to make into a video, so forgive me if I'm dead, but yesterday, Jono made a video on the Jono's Jeopardy channel called An Eye for an Eye. In it, he explained his response, I guess you can say, and stated a lot of stuff that had lack of evidence, was poorly executed, and really, I'm gonna be honest, he was basically saying really nothing, really. I'm gonna be honest with you, like, the entire video was just 4 minutes of him bringing random crap up about us, and he was bringing up random people that really had nothing to do with the situation at all. These members can include Juliet, aka Media, Midfold, who he only mentioned one time for some reason. He only brought him up because, oh, he DM'd him, or like he DM'd Jono, I don't know. But this is not what we're talking about today. This is something really serious, and I need to bring this up because we, as the COA team, found a bunch of related stuff that is very disgusting, and we don't fuck with it at all. Now, to make kind of a little bit of a good statement here before we actually begin the thing, we on the COA team are making a response video to the video that Jono made, which will consist of more evidence, more, like, responses, and our genuine, like, honest opinions on the things that he talked about, because he said a bunch of stuff without lack of evidence nor proof or really anything, and he didn't even think about, like, anything else. So, like, we're gonna make a video about it. With respect, we are not rushing that video out, okay? We are going to be taking our time with it, writing a good response, and we are taking time with it. We are going to write, like, categories on a Google Doc. We're going to make a Google Drive containing all of the evidence and, like, you know, statements. We're going to have some members come forth and talk about their experiences or what they have to say about the situation. And, yeah. And this video was meant to be like a part 2 to that, because we were gonna do a response video first and then do this one second, but really I can't keep this hidden. Really, it's really fucked up. So let me start now. So back in September of 2023, Jono Humor sent NSFW uncensored murder drones porn to a minor. Now let me get this out of the way. This is back in 2023 of September. So at that point, realistically, Jono would have been 14, right? And the person who he sent this to would have been 13. Now, to be honest with you, still really fucked up if you think about it, because why would you send a 13-year-old porn, especially uncensored, or hell, why would you even send it at all, dude? That's weird. Very creepy. And, like, it's really dumb, because he's probably going to make another video saying, like, oh, well, they wanted me to send it, or they said they didn't care. Yeah, but it was still your decision to send it. You should have been the brighter person and stated, like, oh, like, crap, I should not have sent this. This is really bad. Like, what am I doing? I shouldn't send this. But instead, what you do is you send it, and then you proceed to spam an image about it in their DMs unattended. Like, they mentioned to me when reaching out to me, like, modern time, like, yesterday or a few days ago, that, like, Jono just randomly sent these without them even mentioning anything about it. Like, they never asked Jono to really bring this up. They just sort of brought it up and just sent it. And then at some point just spammed an image of it in their DMs, which isn't okay. I know it was back in 2023 and, things can change and, like, people can change, but, like, dude, no. You still don't send, like, porn to minors. It's still really dumb, fucked up, and just, disgusting and stuff. So I just wanted to get the smaller thing out of the way when it came to that. Again, this is like, I'm really tired. It's like 3 in the morning, and I just want to, like, get this out because I'm so tired of this dude. He makes me so angry. So let me start off with the beginning of this, because this is where we get into the big part of the video. So earlier today, or yesterday, we were making our Google Drive consisting of all of our statements and all of our backup evidence for the Jono Humor response document that we were all making. Now, I like to associate Crashy out of the picture with this because Crashy wants nothing to do with this doc. Crashy will not be mentioned or brought up in this doc unless he allows us to bring him up, which he probably won't. But again, Crashy has nothing to do with this doc. Me and a few other members of the COA team are making this ourselves. Crashy has no affiliation with it. So if you guys try to blame Crashy or bring Crashy into the conversation with this, it's not him. It's me who you want to talk to. So if you want to complain about anyone, complain to me. But I digress. So while we were looking up evidence and proof to add to our doc and our Google Drive for us to make a doc about it later, not a doc earlier, my bad. One of the members of our team accidentally found Jono Humor's Deviantart. Now, I like to point out something here. A few statements, actually. At the time I'm recording this video, Jono, like, deleted their entire status on their profile, so I can't see their statuses, and I know some people are going to say stuff like, oh, how do you know if this is theirs? What if it's, like, a fake or something? Okay, let me state something. Number one, there's Pico art on the DeviantArt that was literally used in an older DUD video for the Wander Over Yonder untitled song. Jono's account posted the actual PNG of it, which was used back in 2024 for a Pibby Wander Over Yonder song back in, like, older DUD. So I don't really know what else to add there. That's just kind of like what it is. But number two, Emily's his profile picture, and, I'll be honest, I really didn't have a statement for this one, but, like, he really likes Emily. he has worn her as his PFP multiple times and has also, like, put her in a Hear Me Out channel once or twice. So, I mean, I guess that, like, kind of proves the point. I don't know. But, like, the number 3, he's German. The status on it says German. And Jono himself is really German. On multiple of his accounts, it has stated that he is German. And also they, them as well, which was also on his newer account, which got rid of the status and stuff like that. But, yeah, I digress. So, when the COA dev was found it, like, they accidentally found it, they were looking around to, like, see what it was about. And, they found some, stuff. And this is the part of the video where I would like to mention that this is where the, trigger words come into play here. And I wish to, mention this real quick, because if you are uncomfortable with some of these words, now would be a good time to, look away whenever I do, like, mention them or bring them up. So, I'll mention them real quick. Well, not really, not right now, but whenever I get to them, I'll let you know. So, they were looking through Jono's Deviantart account, and they found out that he was in 2 groups. And in both of these groups, they were basically groups dedicated to a fetish where girls get tied up and tortured tied up. I believe that is what it is basically meant to be, because when they looked through it, they found a bunch of images of characters being tied up and in very weird and, like, very sexual positions while being tied up, like gags in their mouths, tied up, like put in a box, tied up, like it's just weird. It was really bad. And the worst part about that is while they kept researching about it, they found a bunch of more horrible stuff. Like, it went from just being about cartoon characters to having people in real life being shown tied up and being in, like, very bad positions. And not just real life people. There was also AI photos, AI videos. I'm pretty sure they mentioned something about the Loud House. And also a bigger thing to point out is they mentioned that there were anthropomorphic animals and actual animals being tied up like this in this group that Jono is in. Now, I'd like to point out that this is really fucked up. Like, this is really bad. Like, while they were telling me this, I was looking into it too, because, you know, I needed to, because I thought we were going to do this for the part 2 of the doc, where we, you know, like, call him out on some of the stuff that we found out about him while researching about part 1, which would be the response video. But looking more into it, I got so disgusted by what I was looking at. I literally just stopped. I stopped scrolling. I stopped. And basically, what's really worse about that is in these groups, now this is where the trigger words are going to come into play, so I'm not going to really say them. I may like type them out or like censor them a bit so you can kind of like, you know, get an idea. But a little bit while we were looking into it, the owner, or not the owner, but a member of the COA dev team sent me a DM. Like, they DM'd me all this so I can tell you guys about it, because this is really fucked up. They mentioned that if you searched up specific terms, you can get stuff relating to this. Yeah. I'm gonna have to censor this because this is a screenshot related to that, but I'd like to mention them in kid-friendlier terms. So the first one is about the R word that would mainly be associated with sexual assault. I think that's the right term. And the second one is when a brother and sister love each other way too much. Okay? Okay, I think you got the idea of what I'm trying to say there. And Not only that, but there was a category in that group dedicated to infants. Fucking infants. Like babies. Literal babies. Being tied up. And being put in these positions. And apparently there was porn, but I didn't even look into that anymore. They were like researching about it. And apparently like there was also stuff relating to, I'm not saying this word, but like I'll put it on screen and like I'll like show you, but there was also stuff relating to that in that group too. And not to mention, in those groups, there is categories at the top of it where you can just, you can see, like you can literally look at like characters being tied up like this and like are in very, very, very weird positions. And it's really weird. Genuinely, it's weird. And not only that, but apparently, while they were also looking into Jono's viewers or watchers, you know, who he's following, it comes to find out that Jono is following a porn studio. He is also following people who do lolicon art. He is also following people who do, like, you know, more stuff that are related to the group, like, I am pretty sure the dev mentioned something about Blossom from Powerpuff Girls being in one of these, who, might I add, is a fucking child. They are a child. And like, Jono is in these groups and stuff like that. And, you know, that's still fucked up. But another thing I like to point out here is his DeviantArt's a year old, by the way. This is back in 2025. So, while he was running Darkness Upon Disney with a dev team full of like people who are really probably younger than him by like a year or two, and was dating someone known as Potato, now known as Penelope at the time, was over here on DeviantArt joining these groups about fetishes and following people who do fetish art related art, and also just straight up porn artists on here. And like, it's disgusting. It literally, when we were all looking into it, me and the dev team, literally we felt sick to our stomachs. We let this guy, we let Jono Humor, like, in our calls, we let him talk to us. We let him vent about his problems. We tried to help him, and we didn't even realize that we were supporting someone who, you know, fucking does this type of stuff, man. It's disgusting, and it leaves a bad taste in my mouth knowing that we supported someone like that. And also, I keep forgetting to mention a few things, but apparently the profile picture of one of the groups is a minor. The Pokemon girl in this image, that's a minor. And also, I also would like to mention that in specifically some of these images that are in these groups, these characters are minors. I looked through it, and I saw, like, characters that were, like, 14. I searched it up. There was an Amity Blight one, and in the show, at the end of the show, she was 18, but it wasn't the end of the show Amity. It was literally the Amity, like, from the start of the show, she was 14, and she was being, like, tied up and shit. It's really weird, man. And, like, there's like, not even anthropomorphic animals. There's just animals straight up being tied up. And there's also stuff relating to, you know, R-word, sexual assault, brother and sisters loving each other way too much, babies, infants, freaking just everything. Like, and it hurts me to have to say something about this or related to this, but like, this is disgusting stuff. This is disgusting. And I do not fuck with this at all. I know this is probably a really bad video, and like, I'm not good at explaining it, but I'm trying my best here to, like, you know, talk about it and, you know, like, come forward with this, because no one, I was, you know, I agreed to it, and I needed to tell people that the guy that you are supporting and stuff like that is basically a pedophile. And I hate to call him that because, you see, our goal with Jono, as the COE team, our goal with Jono was never to do anything like this. We never wanted to, no, it was my decision. I never wanted to get him, like, canceled or anything. I simply just said the stuff I wanted to say in the Darn Spawn Disney community server because I just wanted to have people hear what we have to say about him because he treated us very poorly, and I was so tired of him doing that. I couldn't handle it anymore. I needed to say something, so I called him out on it, and I just wanted people to know that this is how we felt about him and how we just want him to leave us alone. All we wanted him to do was leave us alone, and instead of just doing what we want, because he wanted us to leave him alone. That was the whole point of why he, like, banned us from his community server, to leave us alone. But, like, he just wouldn't leave us alone, and it wasn't fair. So we kept trying to leave him alone, but he kept causing so much crap. But that's going to be for the response doc. Hopefully it'll come out soon. Sorry, I got a little lashed out there, but yeah, so I don't know if I'm missing anything. If I am, I will probably low-key talk about it in the comments or a community post or in DMs with people if they ask, because if you guys have any questions relating to this, you can find me in Broken Strings, the COA community server, Darners Upon Disney community server, or really anywhere, to be honest. I'm basically everywhere. But to kind of end this thing off realistically, I will be linking his DeviantArt account in the description. Now, I'm going to be honest with you when I say this. Please do not go and look into this if you are uncomfortable with any of the things that I mentioned in this video or showcased off, okay? Please don't. I do not want to get in trouble because, you know, I'm trying to keep the community safe, and from what we saw here, it was really disgusting, and we, as a team, do not fuck with this kind of behavior. So I will be linking his DeviantArt in the description, so that way you guys can go and, like, look into it yourself, so that way, you know, you guys can see that who have you been supporting, who you think would be, like, a good person is, like, not really who you seem for them to be. And I'm sorry that you guys have to find out this way. I'm really, really sorry. I don't mean for you guys to find out this way, but, you know, it hurts us just as much as it hurts you. And I really hope that, I just want Jono, we as a team, just want Jono to get better. We do not want him to hurt himself in any way. This is not to get him to do anything like that. We are simply spreading awareness so he can take a break and become a better person. And I hope that you guys can understand that. And Jono, if you watch this video, even though we are making a response in this video, we as a COE team have nothing against you, but what you have been doing and what we have seen in terms of what you've done is very disrespectful and very, very messed up, and you're gonna have to take a really, really long time to fix the mistakes that you did. And I'm not trying to sound rude when I say that, but you made a lot of mistakes, and I don't know if we can ever forgive you for that. So, again, before I end this video off, I would like to state, if you would like to research more about the situation yourself or what I've talked about, the DeviantArt will be posted, link in the description below, if you'd like to research more about it. But again, if you're not comfortable with any of the stuff that I mentioned in this video, please do not go and look at it. If you guys have any questions, please contact me. I would love to answer them. And yeah, I'm sorry if this video sucked. The response video will be a lot better, I promise. And I hope to see you guys in the next video. See you guys later.